BRB. Okay. So we're talking about the discoloration in the wood. This is all stuff that was here and was probably the call to action for the dehumidifier, which is a crawl space dehumidifier. It is, so this stuff, when the crawl space is at 51% humidity, which this one is right now, this kind of stuff cannot exist. But you still have this discoloration. Most of this is just surface level, you know, fungus or whatever it is. And the vapor barrier could be better. I want to go look at, so some of these joists don't look great, but they look worse than they are. You know, that's not, you're not going into any of them. That one's splintered a little bit, but again, you are 16 on center, and this is only an 8-foot span. There's not a lot that little bit of bottom damage is going to do for it anyway. Plus, like, you see how the wood looks behind the insulation. It's beautiful. It's fine. So all that stops before it could even get to the top, so that's not even an issue. But again, if you were to look at this, you know, on the surface, it doesn't look good. It looks much worse than it actually is. Now, there was one area over here where you did see a little bit of deterioration in this piece, this little tiny section, but that's not nothing. None of these other ones are doing that. We do not have any of that deterioration in the other two 2x10s that are running the support beam for this house. So some improvements could be made as far as like a new vapor barrier. Might need a sump pump in the back. The vents could stand to be tightened up, but as far as structural goes, I mean, the overlap on this too, I mean, this house is built pretty solidly, and again, this stuff just looks worse than it is. None of it is living or going to grow or going to get worse because the dehumidifier is doing its job. So again, looks worse than it is. You've got, that might be the notch that they were talking about, in which case that is less than an inch that they notched out in a joist that is closer together than 16 inches already. So it's a little overbuilt right here anyway, so I seriously would not even give that a second thought. There is a little bit you know, of damage in here, but the rest of this, that's a 12, that's a 2x12, so the rest of that board is fine. And this bottom stuff right here isn't hurting. That's not going to do anything to change the integrity of the house at all. And then here we have a little bit of water. It is the low point in the crawl space. Doesn't really concern me all that much. You know, I mean, it needs to be, it probably should be addressed, but it just needs a pump. You just put a pump in here and we're good to go. But other than that, this is a crawl space that had a problem. It was addressed. It probably needs a little bit more love, but it is fine. And I'm just not seeing anything alarming at all with this wood. It's just discoloration more than anything. So there you go.